road that wants to tame me. You can't catch me on the run, cause I'm gone, yeah. I blaze trails, set fire to what's behind me. No, I'm never looking back, I'm on the run. I could only ever be what I'm made to be. Feels good when I'm living on the edge. Watch me now, roll like thunder, gonna shake the ground. Can't stop me now, I don't give up and I won't back down. I'm a force of nature, can't be contained. I got lightning running all through my veins. Watch me now, watch me now.
Hey, Mountaineer Nation, we just keep rolling the show along. We have a special guest right here. You already know who it is. It's DAWG Quincy Wilson. DAWG, how are you today, my brother?
WolfMan, it's a pleasure to be in your presence, my man. How's everything?
Everything is awesome, and I know you wanted to be here today, but we got you on tape, and we're just so happy to have you. Now, tell me, 1999 to 2003, you came to WVU. You played under two coaches, but you were from where in West Virginia? What does it mean? Or what did it mean for you to come to WVU and play as a Mountaineer?
Well, it was special. You know, Coach Nealon, that's why I went to WVU. He was a legend, played in the state, really, was really the only school I was going to go to. I did take all my visits, of course, but, always, West Virginia was always going to be home for me. So, to be able to play there and, under him and, like you said, under Coach Rodriguez as well, it was a great experience, and like you said, like you mentioned earlier, that brotherhood, it never goes away. You know what? I think, obviously you remember your first carry. My first carry, collegiate carry was against Maryland, and at the end of the game, and the biggest, football game, was obviously, beating Tech, on that Wednesday night there. They were like the coup de grace back in the early 2000s, with the Thursday night game. So we go down to Lane Stadium and to beat them, and that was Coach Rod's really, first big win, under his belt, as a Mountaineer coach. And I obviously after that, the program, took off. It was cool because, Grant, we were roommates, Rashid and Lawrence, all those guys, we lived next door to each other. So, we built our brotherhood, and I think that's why we got good off the field. We didn't just work out together and practice together. We went to Keglers together. We went to the parties. We took road trips to other schools. We had a bond off the field. And, that's one of the things that made us, unique because, everywhere you went, you've seen all of us. It was totally different. Coach Nealon was kind of not, I'm sure, in his early days was more hands-on. The 2 years we had, he was more, the coordinators kind of did the thing, and he was kind of just overseeing everything. And Coach Rod came in and coached every drill. So it was an adjustment. But, it was cool because, in life, you can't get comfortable. There's going to be change. There's going to be stuff. And, there's going to be new coaches. Obviously, there's always flux in the coaching profession. So you got to, be able to adjust to coaching styles, different systems. But, also, remember what the goal is. And that, that's just to try to get better. Like I said, growing up in West Virginia, obviously, I was a Robert Walker fan, and obviously Amos and all the other guys. And I got to back up, the best running back in the history of the Big East Conference. Avon, had the rushing records there, so I had a front row seat for that. So, it was special to continue that tradition because that's what it is. They hand you the torch, and then the next class that came through, with KJ and Jason Colson, and they passed the torch to Steve Slayton and Owen Schmidt and all those guys in Noah Devine. So, like you said, it's a tradition that like none other, like they say about the Masters, it's just one of those things. Like I said, I was just glad to have a small little piece in that, but I'm glad I held up my end. Well, the fact that you say that, Wolf, thank you for that, because like I said, there was how many plays of this year? Over 1,000, I'm assuming, and to be remembered for a play in 2003, it's really special. But I just remember that week, with Miami, being such a great front seven, that we knew a screen would be good just because they were so aggressive. They wanted to get up the field, they wanted sacks, they wanted TFLs, we wanted all that. So I just remember, we weren't much of a big of a screen team, we did some receiver screens, but not really screens to the back. So I remember putting it in. I'm thinking, hey, this is gonna work. Watching the film, if we can never get past that first wave, we'll be fine. And like you said, to get it called at that moment of the game, you're like, oh, okay, well here we go, here we go. So he called it, and then you just your instincts just take over after that. I remember big Vince Wilfork. As soon as I caught the ball, he was right there. Once I got past him, all my blocks were set up, so I was just following the trains to the end zone, and the safety was coming full speed. So I was like, well, hey, I'm just gonna lower the boom on him and see what happens, and did that, and he actually fell in front of me. So I was like, well, might as well do the little leap over, and we end up in the end zone. So it's just one of them plays where at the time you don't think about it, and then you watch it, and there's a lot that went into that. There were blocks. I mean, Chris Henry had a block, and all these guys were down the field. It was special, man. It was one of those things where hopefully in a couple years we can do an ESPN 30 for 30 about it.
I would say this: that play is one of the shots for WVU for a Mountaineer that you're going to remember for a lifetime. Thanks you for that. Thanks for joining us today, man.
Dan Cava has the largest selection of new Camrys in the area, and with $1,000 off sticker price, now is the best time to purchase your new Camry. We also have a wide variety of Tundras, some featuring the all-new TRD lift kit. And don't forget, all new Toyotas come with 2 years or 25,000 miles worth of free service from our award-winning service department, which you can schedule online, by phone, or through the Toyota app. Come see us at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world!
Stationers, #1 office supplier in West Virginia. Always in stock.